Hey guys, what's up? Scottish Duck here once again. Right, collection update, let's get right into it. Right, something special about this one actually. Recently, well actually very recently, my folks have arranged to move house. They're going to be moving in a couple of weeks or so. So they actually got me to come over back to their house and be like, Donald, everything that you left here that you don't want to get chucked out, hurry up and come and get it basically, or it's getting chucked out. So I went back home, picked up a few things, a few little cool things from my childhood. I think I was actually talking about this in my strategy guides video. In fact, I definitely was, so there was no reason to repeat that. But there was a few other things that I picked up that are gaming related. Some things that I'm sure at some point I've explained that I have on this channel before, but fuck it, let's just put it in front of the camera just to show it off, really. Okay. First up we have now, this is a pretty cool thing. I've spent a lot of time on this and a lot of good memories using it, to be honest. Guitar Hero 2 for the 360. Yeah, I remember skipping college to go pick this up, you know, because I think I just played it on a friend's Xbox at one point. I thought, that is amazing. Because I sort of played guitar at the time, but, you know, it was just like, well, Guitar Hero was so big back in the late noughties for a reason, you know, there was so many versions of it, everybody played it, everybody had a lot of fun with it. Including me. I even brought that very version into work at times, and everybody at work got so addicted to playing it and getting high scores and stuff. It was a good time, it was a good time. So I definitely have a soft spot in my heart for Guitar Hero. Yeah, Guitar Hero 2 was the only one I even really properly played. Never played any of the other ones. Just never really bothered with it, to be honest. I think we did actually, I tell a lie. One of my work friends went out of their way to pick up Guitar Hero 3, just the game, so you could bring it into work and we would have more songs. Yeah, that was a thing. But yeah, Guitar Hero, I like it, I like it. Right, next up we have, now this, I completely forgot I had this, and it was absolutely covered in dust. And I had to give it a good scrub, and I've not really done the best of jobs, but this is a Dreamcast steering wheel for your racing games and stuff. There's a wee bit here for the VM, which I don't think actually properly works because it's so dusty. And I don't think it even works properly in general, because I think if you steer to the left or to the right, it doesn't work. You have to steer it a bit more. So yeah, it's a bit fucked in that regard, but I remember I got this day one along with a bunch of other Dreamcast accessories, so never really played it that much, but I know my dad did. My dad used to play, what was it, the game I had was Monaco Grand Prix. He used to just play it all the time with this, until he realised that he could get a better time on certain laps in the game using the controller and not this. He preferred using the controller, which is hilarious, isn't it? But yeah, whatever. That's a nice thing to have regardless. Dreamcast steering wheel. And lastly, my brother gave me this actually. Now I already had one. Well, not this specific model, but you know, he probably said, Donald, if you're not going to take it, it's gone in the bin, and I thought it was such a waste. This is the whole 360 console. This is the third version that came out after the Slim model, which is the one I've got. 250 gigabytes, so yeah, he literally just said, just you take it. And I don't want to throw out, you know, perfectly good consoles, so I agreed to take it. So yeah, I now have two 360s. One of my, kind of has to be, it's hard to say, it's really harsh to say least favourite consoles of all time, but it's definitely, if I have to pick stuff that goes in the bottom echelon, then it's definitely the 360, so it's weird having one of these now, but whatever. It might come in handy one day, won't it? Okay, now that's all the sort of big stuff. Now let's go on to my actual games. Now, with my brother's 360, he had a few games as well, but they were mostly FIFA and Grand Theft Auto. The only game that he had that I was interested in getting was this right here, Halo 4. Now, I have a lot of respect for Halo, you know, but I've never played this one. This was the one that 343 Industries took over development of after Bungie, you know. And yeah, I've never really played it, and I heard a lot of good things about it, so I'm quite keen to play it, honestly. One thing I hate though is that it has this extremely ugly bundle copy thing here. Plus, I have no idea how much of the game I'm even going to get on here if I don't bother to connect to Xbox Live. And I'm not talking like multiplayer, you know, because who knows what other story-related content you have to download and shit. I don't know. I don't know, either way. Halo 4, cool. It's still in its cellophane as well, but then again, it's a bundled copy, so who gives a fuck? Right, now, I'm not sure if I showed this off in my last collection update, but you guys will know that I got a PlayStation 4 Pro. I'm sort of digging it, you know. I don't really have any games yet that, or at least no games that I've replayed that I already have that have really like taken advantage of the Pro, but here's one here that I just got with it, so I thought I'd show it off. Gran Turismo Sport. I don't really care, I don't have anything against Gran Turismo, just don't really dig it myself, so I've got this, so make of it what you will. Right, next up we have, now I was actually looking for, I was putting together a top 20 for my favourite Nintendo 64 games. And I hit a bit of a snag, which I've not hit yet in the process of making these videos. And that's that I actually didn't have 20 games on the N64 that I wanted to like list. You know, like, there's so many games on there. The N64 has a really big, in my eyes anyway, a really big quantity over quality over quantity issue, you know? Like, there's just so many of these, like, untouchable games on there. But there's not, like, a massive amount, you know? It turns out if you had an N64 in its prime, you know, you had, like, everybody sort of had the same games, is basically what I'm saying. So I actually took to eBay and tried to pick up some games that I used to play in my childhood that I liked, but I've not, like, got yet. So that I could, for the sole purpose of including them in the list, honestly. And one of those games was, well, the only game, really, was this right here. South Park on N64. A lot of people love this one, a lot of people hate it. I loved it. You know, I was, me and my brother, we were all like really big South Park fans back in the day, you know. And I had like a couple of South Park games. I think the other one was Chef's Love Shack for the Dreamcast. I enjoyed that too, but this was definitely the best one. I guess it was just like a sort of GoldenEye rip-off, you know, because you got like a decent amount of first-person shooters on N64 in the wake of GoldenEye's success. So that's kind of what this was, but it was still very funny and still very South Park. So I like this game, I really like it. And one that I've actually never played before, but I just saw it, so I decided to pick it up as well, was Diddy Kong Racing. Now, similar to fucking GoldenEye creating like a spurge of first-person shooters in its popularity, Mario Kart 64 kind of had the same thing. And I feel like Diddy Kong Racing, despite being made by Rare and definitely being like a game that a lot of people fondly remember, it was kind of just made in a result of that. I could be wrong, I don't have all my facts straight there, but either way, it's like, I don't know if I'm going to get to it or whatever. But again, a lot of people really do love it. I'm actually surprised I didn't even own this one yet, because this is a very popular N64 game, one of the best-selling ones as well, so yeah, it's funny that. But I didn't, so now I've got it. Yeah, Diddy Kong Racing. Okay, next up we have some, in fact I'll show this one off first. I put a picture of this on Twitter actually, but do you know, like, there exists a Sonic game that I have never owned, never even tried, never really bothered to try, but it's on the Dreamcast, so I kinda, like, need to. Yeah, Sonic Shuffle. I've never played Sonic Shuffle. Even right now, I've had this particular copy for, like, a couple of weeks or something, still never popped it in. I really, like, it just feels like so wrong to me that a Sonic game on the Dreamcast exists, and I've not, regardless of how terrible people say it is, I've not played it, you know? Really gotta rectify that, and yeah, I know a lot of people hate it. I'll probably hate it, but I had to have it. I had to have Sonic Shuffle, so I've got Sonic Shuffle, and yeah, there we go. Okay, lastly, we've got some Mega Drive games here, and I gotta be honest, all of them aren't that good. Okay, maybe that's a bit harsh. Let's go into a little detail, shall we? The first one right here, Biohazard Battle. Now, I only really played this for about 5 minutes mainly, and it's a 2D shooter where you play as like a giant bug, and you go about blasting shit. I don't know. Need to play it a bit more, actually, I think. But my initial impression wasn't too positive. It didn't look that good either, I don't know. It was trying to go for a sort of semi-photorealistic look that you get on the Mega Drive. I don't know. I shouldn't be judging it. Not played enough of it. So, yeah. Fucking Biohazard Battle for the Mega Drive. Right, now on to one that I have a bit more to say about for sure. Fantasia. Now, I loved Mickey Mouse games in the 16-bit era. Well, I should say mainly on the Mega Drive, okay? Castle of Illusion, one of my favourite Mega Drive games of all time. Mickey Mania, also excellent, massive amounts of nostalgia for it. And World of Illusion, not even a nostalgic game, but one that is really, really good. An awesome co-op platformer with Mickey and Donald, okay? And with the exception of Mickey Mania wasn't specifically Sega, because it was also on the Super Nintendo and even on the PlayStation later on as Mickey's Wild Adventure. But World of Illusion and Castle of Illusion were like published by Sega, and so was this one here. And I kind of like always looked at this and thought to myself, okay, I love Castle of Illusion, I love World of Illusion, it only makes sense to fucking go for this, isn't it? But I heard everybody hates this one. And I was like, everybody hates it, what the fuck's wrong with it? And yeah, I kind of bought it knowing that everybody has that reputation, but I was like, no, I gotta see for myself what's so bad about this. It's pretty fucking bad, okay? I don't remember how far I got. I think I sat down for a good like 20 minutes to half an hour trying to like get through the game. The jumping controls are atrocious. The music, okay, the music in Mickey Mania, World of Illusion, all that was wonderful, right? And you would think Fantasia, considering what type of fucking film it is, you think that they would try to like replicate the sort of amazing music you got in the past games rather than this sort of plinky, bleepy blurp. I don't know, it really is the Mega Drive at its worst. I just, like, you just hear the music and you're like, oh god, this is one of these games, isn't it? So, yeah, not a lot of love for this one. I guess it is nice to have it, because again, I do dig Mickey Mouse, the Mickey Mouse era on the Mega Drive, but it's definitely one of the weaker ones, so, yeah. Sorry about that, Mickey, but yeah, Fantasia. Okay, and the last Mega Drive game I have here is definitely a very special one that I've heard about for years, and I was actually, like, convinced that it was super expensive, so I never really bothered to look it up. It is one of the games that actually gets hailed as one of the worst games of all time, but kind of in an ironic, like, Zero Wing. You want to know something? Zero Wing, for those of you who don't know, is basically where the all your base are belong to us meme came from. And that could very well have been the very first meme I encountered on the internet. I remember it was like really early 2000s. I was on the internet looking up stuff for Sonic Adventure, and I came across this video of a hack where all the, like, it must exist somewhere, I've not actually looked it up in ages, but it was like all random bits of text that you see throughout Sonic Adventure 1, and the text was just all your base are belong to us, and you've got like a sort of remix of like the music from the game playing over it. And I remember being so confused thinking, what the fuck is this? I was like 13, 12 years old at the time. I didn't know what to make it. And yeah, it isn't until years later that you hear about this, like, extremely, I guess, average shoot-'em-up that just has a really hilariously awful translation to it. Just in the opening scene, I think there's like 14 bits of text, and all of them are solid gold, okay? It's absolutely hilarious. So, yeah, I mean, the game itself, I've not really dived into it yet. It just seems kind of like a standard 2D shooter, really. I actually probably had more fun with it than I did Biohazard Battle, but that's just initially. I'm not going to say that for definite, but yeah, it's nice to have this. It really is. Zero Wing. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, and that's that collection update, guys. I don't know how to end this. See you after. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.